My name is Kevin Nanny. I go by Dr. PP. I'm from Greensboro, North Carolina. But yeah, I play Super Smash Bros. Melee. Great game. Apex is one of my favorite tournaments of all time. I had so much fun. It was my first tournament I ever brought my girlfriend to. It was the second biggest Melee tournament. I saw a bunch of awesome people. I finally used my secondary Marth, took a set off Armada with it. Could have taken both sets, didn't quite get it worked out, but I had a great time. You know, I love this game. Everything just went super well. Really enjoyed it. Smash is like a giant king of the hill with platforms, and then you can combo people too, and that's a real basic understanding of the game. Platforms help like move you around so you don't get pushed off easily. Competitive scene is basically a lot of people playing each other in person because there's no online play, and then usually we have three sizes of tournaments. Local, which is in your own state or city area. Regional, which is people in like South, East Coast, Midwest, West Coast, if you're just looking at the United States, and they all get together and play. And then there's international, like Apex, which we're at, which has everyone from all over the world come together, and it's everyone, you know, building on their experiences from the locals and the regionals to come together, put their money into a pot, and, you know, play a double elimination style tournament to see who's the best player. I've been playing Smash for about 5.5 years, actually. It's almost exactly 5.5 years, and I actually kind of found the game by accident. It was really cool. It was the summer of 2007, and I was home. I was bored. I get bored sometimes, and I was in a little town called Shelby. That's where I lived at the time, and you know, I was playing Smash by myself, like Melee, and I was like, you know, I can beat all my friends, and that's cool and everything, but I wonder if there are other people out there outside of like this little area that can beat my Mario, because that's who I used to play. That's how I started playing with, Mario. And so YouTube was getting pretty big at the time. So my first YouTube search ever, I'm pretty sure, was professional Super Smash Bros. Melee players. And what I saw blew my mind. Like, I was like, okay, these people can definitely beat me. And I was like, there were tons of videos of these people that could definitely beat me. I was like, wow, I'm impressed. This game looks amazing. This is what I want to do. And eventually, the YouTube links gave me the link to Smashboards, which is the site where everyone comes together, finds tournaments, shares information about how to play characters, etc., etc. And I eventually just found tournaments near me, started going, and it just took off from there. My characters are Falco and Marth. I play Falco because he's very technical, he's very fun. His laser projectile gives me a lot of control over the opponent, and I really enjoy that. He's also extremely fun to combo with. I play Marth because I love that character. He was amazing when I started playing. People don't play him as much. I'm kind of playing him to prove a point. And I guess I'm playing him now as a really awesome counterpick character to scare people. When I was playing Armada with Marth, what I was trying to do, well, Armada's play style is very safe, it's very defensive, which is sort of how Peach has to play. And Marth is kind of, it's hard for Marth to approach. He's more of a zoning character. He can't just go in there sometimes. So a lot of the matchup is Marth has a really cool dash dance. He has a very long one. So what I try to do is I try to push him backwards because he can't really attack me. He can only play safe, defensive. So I push him back. And then my objective is to get him into the air. And then no matter how safe he plays, Marth has way more range and mobility than Peach does in the air. So I just abuse that advantage until I can kill him with pretty much any move. That's actually not how I usually act in tournaments. It was really funny. That was a first-time thing for me. That's part of why Apex was so incredible. Marth, I never planned to use that character, my secondary that I use to just scare people now. I never planned to use him. The thing was, I picked him because my Falco just didn't cut it for whatever reason. Maybe I was tired. Maybe I just wasn't warmed up enough. It doesn't really matter. I just wasn't feeling him. Marth is a slower character. I can take the match down to my pace. I don't have to do as many inputs. That lets my brain focus on the entire game easier, and that's what I really needed. And so when I picked Marth, it was like, oh, you know, if I lose, it's okay. It's my secondary, whatever. If I do well, I can get excited. I'm playing for USA. I'm representing our country, and and I'm playing besides one of my good friends, the guy sitting beside me, if you end up watching the video. And so I really felt like I had nothing really to lose, and I would really let me enjoy the game. And honestly, it's something that a lot of even top players like Armada could learn from. You could just, if you just, you know, don't pigeonhole yourself into a certain way of thinking. If you can, you know, free your mind, not like, yes, it's competition, but if you can like take the tension out of yourself and, you know, see everything pretty clearly and calmly, you'll play much better. You'll be able to think so many more steps in advance, which is what you have to do with Marth. And that's what allowed me to actually play so well, was the enjoyment of the game. And it's something that like everyone will tell you, but I didn't really understand it until, you know, a big moment came for me like that, and it was honestly amazing. I'm still like, you know, I'm still smiling, I'm still giddy about it. It's really awesome. All right, yeah, I like this question. Okay, I was in 7th grade, and I had a friend that gave me, that would pick on me a lot. And I was drinking orange juice one day, and I spilled it on myself, and he just gave me a ton of crap. I felt terrible. And it wasn't like a big deal. He called me a ton of names, and, you know, it's typical routine. And one of the names was Dr. Pee-Pee. And no, it wasn't from that 70s show, Don't Ask. That was honestly the end of it. It was just some random day in middle school. But then going to my first tournament, I realized I still didn't have a tag. And I was like, I'm probably horrible at this game. And I kind of was. I was new. So I was like, I need a funny name because no one's going to know who I am. I'm just like some dude from North Carolina. Like, no one's going to know me. And so I picked, and so actually it was between Dr. Pee-Pee and Hot Fuzz. So thank goodness the Hot Fuzz didn't stick, right? That wasn't much better. And I ended up just going with that name because I couldn't decide, but someone told me that Dr. Pee-Pee was funnier, or they liked it more. And so I just sort of like went with it from there. And I ended up being good, which I didn't expect, but it was so it was really funny how it worked out. And then by the time I got good, I was like, oh, now I have a stupid name and everyone has to know it. And it's a little too late at that point to change anything. But I think it's really funny, and like it's good for like Smash anyway to like have someone with like a goofy name like that. It's really awesome. Well, I'm gonna keep playing, training both my Falco and my Marth much more seriously now. The schedule hasn't been set for anything yet. Apex is, well, the apex of all the events that, you know, culminate over the course of the year. So people are still going to kind of get over the excitement from this tournament, and then I'm going to get back into the swing of things. I'm going to go back, I'm going to play players in Greensboro where I go to college, and I'm going to get, you know, I'm going to keep improving myself. I'm going to keep talking to that buddy of mine that was up there on the stage with me. I'm going to keep getting better. And then there are going to be tournaments, probably not hosted in New Jersey, but maybe, and, you know, all over the country, and I want to hit those up. I want to keep practicing and improving myself. I'm obviously, you know, I'd like to have won. I'd like to, you know, push myself hard. I'd like to make myself scarier as a player, because if I'm getting second, I'm obviously could do it much more as a threat, especially in teams where I got 7th, which I'm very disappointed about. So there's a lot of work that I could be doing, and that's where I have to go from here. I just have a lot of traveling, and I have a lot of practicing to do.